to desktop 6029 R66.
Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So anytime I run Terraform apply, I keep getting this error message.
All right. Let me see. Just a second. All right. It is saying what error message? Scroll up a little bit. No, I mean, scroll down to, don't scroll, that's too far. Like just down to where we, okay. Okay, right there. Loading, unable to list object, unable to list S3 object. So this has to do with your state file. Can you just cancel?
This one just occurred now, but these has
Okay.
been the
All right. So press enter, and just run your Terraform init and Terraform apply again. Okay. All right. Now do the Terraform apply. Okay. All right. Fetching availability zones. All right. Yeah, just right there is fine. Just scroll up just one more a little bit so I can see. All right, just like that's fine. So reading RDS, I couldn't find resource. So it's saying it can find your RDS resource, your RDS snapshot. So with data, latest snapshot, in your RDS.tf file line 13.
Yeah, here.
Right. So it can find that snapshot, right? So, but your snapshot identifier, right? You are using var. You have a variable for it. So let's look at that variable
Yeah,
you have for it.
snapshot and
Mm-hmm.
this is it.
Right. Okay.
And
And your
that
TF,
one here, yeah, this one.
okay, is that in your
I
management
had the
console?
same issue in the previous one, so I think I was able to navigate.
No,
Sorry?
is that snapshot in your management console?
Yes. Is
Can you show me?
This is it.
But I don't think that's the same name you are using. Can you select it? Select that in the management console, select that one. Right. Okay. DB cluster name. But I don't think that's the name. That's not the name. That the name is dev RDSDB latest. Right? So you see the name you called it?
This one.
Yes. No. So that is so you see the mistake you made. You switched it backwards. So in your Terraform file, I mean, what you did is right, but you switch it. You just probably, I'm the same way. Sometimes I switch things backwards. So your line 19 and 21 is the opposite of each other. You understand? So line 19 is where you put your instance identifier name. Line 21 is the name of your snapshots. So if you look in your management console,
Okay.
right? The name of your snapshot is dev RDS DB latest. The name of your instance identifier is the dev RDS DB.
Okay. Let me see.
Yep.
Let me try. Okay.
So you understand what just happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I think it's just you just probably
Yeah.
your brain was probably just on auto. Sometimes that happens to me too. So yeah, it's just a matter of the identifier would be whatever you name your identifier would be whatever the
You
name is in there.
name the
Yeah, exactly. And your DB snapshot name would be whatever you named it. So yeah.
snapshot of this.
Yeah, so yeah, that instance name, that would be your instance identifier name. The reason why we are keeping that same name is because so that when you create your RDS instance, you get the same endpoint. Because you know the endpoint is how we connect the RDS to the EC2 instance.
This instance, yes.
Yeah, so if you change that name, the name of your endpoint is going to change, then you would either have to go and the only way is you would have to go to your EC2 instance in your env file and update your endpoint there. So typically people, we just always keep the instance identifier name so that the endpoint is the same. Yeah, but that's
Okay.
pretty much it.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. That was an easy fix.
It is.
Ade said, I noticed that there are two changes made to the RDS that are not saved before. Oh, so Ade said he maybe he has autosave. Is your your Visual Studio Code on autosave? Or you probably press Control S. So someone was saying that you made the changes, but you didn't see you save your work.
No, I did. I clicked on save all.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
did that.
Ade, you probably missed it because it wouldn't have run successfully if it didn't
No,
save.
it won't. It won't. Yeah.
So, yeah, so you probably missed it. All right, cool. Does anyone else have any question?
Thank you.
No problem.
Yes, I do have a question.
Okay, sure.
I was trying to run the GitHub Action job
Mhm.
on one of the projects. I got stuck at the point of the, let me show you what it kept saying about the glib glib something, like, for the AMIs.
Mhm.
He wanted 2.6 and 2.7, something like that. But I don't think that AWS AMI had that. I tried the 2023 one, it still didn't work. Let me show you a picture of
Okay.
what I mean. I took a
Okay, sure.
screenshot.
Yeah, but for that guy's action, and I need to probably I need to go back and redo that project, and most likely I'm probably gonna update that action to something else.
Yes, I
Or
tried more than 5 hours. It wasn't working. I even tried another. I went to GitHub, went to the community, found another person who pasted a similar code. Used that one. It didn't work. Up to the point of running the EC2 runner. That's where I always get stuck. Let me, where can I? Okay. Where is that? This. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, this is what it kept saying.
I'm saying are you showing me now? I'm saying your file explorer, that's the one I'm saying, with all your screenshots.
No, I'm okay. Well, let me.
Oh, I'm not saying the ones you open. It's just showing me just your file explorer right now.
Okay, let me redo it. Where's that one? This one. Sure. Can you see it now?
It's loading. A second. Yes, I can. Okay.
Yes. So this is what I'm talking about. This is why I got stuck.
Need
I
to
was on this particular place for more than 5 hours. I just gave up on the project.
Okay. So run. All right. So I think someone had the same issue the last time. Well, you can't use Amazon Linux 2023, so that
Okay.
won't work for that
Okay.
runner. That runner only requires you to use Amazon Linux too. That's one of the reasons why I want to update it, because probably sometime next year we won't even be able to use the Linux 2 anymore.
Okay.
So you can't use the 2023. So let's look at the AMI that you are using to launch the AMI that you are using to start your EC2 runner. Let's see if it is Amazon Linux 2023. Because if that is it, that won't work. So we
No,
will need
it wasn't. Let me see if I can go to my. I don't know if I've deleted it though, because all this was just going down yesterday, and let me see if I still have that. No, I've taken it off.
your
I
AMI. So
yeah, my AM.
you deleted the AMI too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I deleted the AMI because I tried it, and instead of it just staying on the account and then just racking up bills, I just decided to clean the whole thing. And when I speak with you, and then I'll be able to formulate a plan to retry it again.
Yeah. I think someone had the same issue the last time. It was relating to the AMI there.
But as is, if he deletes the AMI and then you're trying to run your pipeline, how is it gonna work when it still needs to reference that AMI?
That is true.
No,
I think he's
no, I
saying
mean,
he
I will do the whole
deleted it
thing again.
after. He
I'll do the whole
deleted it
thing
after.
again.
Okay. So when you do redo it, let's try it this way. Use the just sorry, I was reading.
I think
Sure.
I used the 2023 AMI and then kind of like look for different options and then update everything on my end. So I'm not on that Linux too.
I've tried both. I've tried the normal one, 2023. I've tried the Linux 2. Both of them. I even went as far as using Ubuntu. No show.
So the guy's documentation for the actions we are using only works for Linux too. So we have to stick to what he's recommending to use, because if we use any other stuff, it's not going to work.
Okay.
Right? So if there is just something there that is not working, we just have to pinpoint exactly what it is, right? So what I would say is like use the Linux tool. Make sure that you've installed all the things he said to install on it. Like I think we installed Docker
Yeah,
on it,
I still have
and
the. Okay, wait. Let me share real quick. I still have this. Oh boy, hold on. No. Can you see my screen? Yeah, I still have this is the pipeline.
yeah, that's
And
fine.
yes, and I edited it down like based on the how you ran through the lecture. I did everything and got down here, put the 20 Linux 2, sorry, but no show. Then I switched it up to 2023, no show. Even Ubuntu, everything was. But now I understand what you mean. I should stick to Linux 2, but still.
So on your Linux tool, are you using the ID of the AMI you created, or are you using just the ID of the Linux tool AMI that AWS provided?
No, the one I created when I ran after I ran the one I created from the EC2 instance. That was one I used.
Okay, so if you want to do it now, we can do it. We can run it again together and see, because
Okay.
it should work.
Okay.
So first you would have to launch your EC2 instance, Amazon Linux 2, then run the command to install Docker and all that stuff on it. Then we'll use it to create the AMI. Then
Okay.
we'll add the AMI here. Then we'll see what happens when you
Okay.
run it. Yeah.
Do that right now. Let me create this instance. Could you see my screen?
I'm seeing your Git screen. I don't think you maybe you share one app at a time.
Yeah,
I'm
so that
saying
it's not going to be so noisy if I'm sharing like several.
so you can share your desktop so that way, but whatever you have on the top screen, that's what we're going to see. So right now I'm still seeing your pipeline code. That's what I'm seeing.
Wait, let me see. I don't really use Zoom that much. So I don't really know how to share multiple screens at once. Wait.
So when you click the share on Zoom, you will see there'll be an option that will say you will see the different options for the apps, or you can select your desktop. So the desktop one is the one you should share. Or it might say screen one. It is just depending on how your stuff is set up.
Oh, it says entire screen.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Yeah?
Okay, yes, I can see your management console now.
Okay.
All right.
So
Okay.
this is
So okay, I launch an EC2 instance.
yikes.
I need to start doing projects again. It's been a while since I've done any project. Hold on, let me show. Did AWS take? Oh, so AWS took the T2 micro away. It's been a while since I launched an EC2.
No, they have, but I'm in Stockholm. In Stockholm, we have only T3.
T3, I see. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We don't have T2 here.
Because I see that it's free tier for you. I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. We don't have T2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let me go
you
on.
can just launch it in your default VPC. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Because it will be easier for you to SSH into it.
Okay. What about the default subnet?
Yeah, it's fine. Default VPC. Yeah.
Okay. SSH from anywhere. Okay. Those
Anywhere is fine. Yeah, you can do your IP. That's fine too. All right. So do you have that guy's documentation?
The
Metro-
man,
Yeah,
the
MetroLabs.
no, not
Let
stored
me
somewhere, but I can just go to GitHub and he should be somewhere around here because I was really fighting with him fighting with it. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yep, here it is. Yep, that's it.
Okay. So
Mhm.
I'll scroll down to where the README in the README section. Keep scrolling down to where he's saying to install your stuff.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you just need just Putty will do.
Hmm?
Or you're using PageAnt. You can just use just Putty. Or you always use PageAnt.
Yeah, I always use Pageant. Then I
Okay.
open it through Putty.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Why are you getting stuck? Oh shit. No.
Okay, cool. So check, scroll down a little bit on that documentation.
Okay.
Let me see if it doesn't have it there. So check whether Docker is installed.
Okay.
I think it's Docker dash dash version, and check Git too on your EC2. Yeah, dash version. Yep. What about Git? Perfect. All right. So we'll use that EC2 instance now to create an AMI.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So wait, still pending.
Yeah, we'll wait for that. We'll wait for that to be done. But
Mm-hmm.
while we're waiting for that, let me just look at your code. Just a second.
Okay.
Let's scroll down. Actions. Can you go to your deploy pipeline code? Let me
Sure.
see. I just want to compare it to mine.
All right. Boy.
So which job is okay. Which job was failing? This
The ECR runner section, the ECR runner, start EC2 runner, sorry.
the start EC2 runner. Okay.
Yes.
Start the EC2 runner. Start EC2 runner. Okay. Can you open your code? I'm just gonna compare it to mine real quick.
Okay, sure.
All right. Yeah. Move it to the.
Oh, no, sorry. This is.
Oh, that's a different one.
Yeah, that's for the Jupyter website, not that one. Hold on.
Okay.
No. Yeah,
I
this one.
think it's this one. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that job is on line 178 or something like that. Okay. 170. Okay. So you have your configure. So on 182, okay, runs on just Ubuntu latest. So that one, I'm not sure what you. So that one, change that one to Ubuntu latest. Runs on. Right, cool. Check. Check if EC2 runner is. So your code looks different from mine.
Yeah, because I edited some things. Like for example, here, can you see where I'm placing my cursor?
Yes, I can.
I had to put the region. It's slightly different from yours because without the region, it didn't want to go past this section. But immediately I put the region, it went past. So if I take it off and then I try to run it, it will get stuck here.
Yes, but you can still include your region, but you are not in mice. I am pretty much putting that result in an environment variable name instance, and you are not doing that with yours. It's fine. You can include your region there because I see what you're saying that but it's just based on your region will be based on whatever your default region that your pipeline is using to authenticate. So if your default region is UE not one, right, then it would work. So you understand that well, we can revisit that. So let me show you what I mean.
Okay.
I'll send you this part of the code, right? Just a second. Let me copy it. Should I? Is your name the same on Slack? The same name as your Zoom? Is that the same name you're using on? I think it's the same.
No, let me write you a message.
Okay.
Let's see. Did you get my message?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So I'll send that entire job to you again. Okay, I sent it to you.
So this is under the start runner section, right?
Yeah, so copy mice and replace it with yours. replace yours with mine. Then I'll show you, but you can paste mine. You know what? Make sure you copy the white space too. See how you have the extra white space in the beginning. Make sure you pick that, because then when you paste it, it's gonna
Like this?
yeah, like that. So paste it under your start your runner for now. Then once we take a look at it, we can remove it.
Wait.
Yeah, you're fine. You just need to go to your Visual Studio Code.
Why is it not moving?
Your app. Oh, it's probably your Zoom thing is in the way.
Yeah, exactly.
You can push it up. So you'll see the arrow thing on it. If you click on that arrow can move it up for you if it's in the way.
Okay, so I should.
All right. So yeah, press enter on line 193. Press enter twice and paste it in there. Yeah.
But then I have to take this one off now, right?
Yeah, move your cursor up. We'll remove the one you have up there. But I just want to paste it there for now and compare.
Okay.
Yeah, paste it there. Okay. All right. You see what I was trying to say? Look at line 204. Right. You see that my instance is equals to. So when we run that CLI command, whatever result we get, we are storing it as instances.
Oh.
You see what I mean? So you adding your region to it is fine. You can add your region to it, because in your CLI command you can add as much flag to it as you want. That is true. But in mice, I'm saving it as instances, which is then that's when we're checking if instances because we want to. I think the reason why I did this is because we want to make sure that the instance is running. Yeah. So that's the only difference I noticed with mine and yours. So I
Okay.
would say
So I can switch mine for yours, like as long as it gets the required results. Like I will
yeah,
take this
it's
one
the
off.
same code. Yeah, you can remove yours. So I just wanted to show you that part. So you can remove yours from line 176. Yeah. And if you want to add your region, but I would say okay, let me think about how it's been a while since I did this project. So how is our pipeline, uh, getting authenticating, right? So I think it's all the way in the beginning. Let me look at my code.
Yeah, somewhere around here, yeah.
Because we specify our region in the beginning, right? So
Yeah.
what region? So you have your region there.
Yes.
So yeah, your pipeline should still work because you've already specified your region up there. Yeah, I don't think you need it again when you run that CLI command.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
So let's run it, and whatever error we get, we'll just walk through it from there. Okay. So before you push it, we are also going to now update the one for your AMI, the one we just created.
Oh, yeah. True.
So start the EC2 runner, right?
You can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So we go to
So is that the AMI you created, or is that the AMI of your EC2 instance?
no, the one I created from the EC2 instance I ran.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't. Okay, paste
Yeah?
it. Yeah, paste it in. Can you stay on this screen just a second? I'm just reviewing your code real quick, just to
Okay.
make sure there's no typo in it. Start EC2 runner. So your on line 197, is that the latest version of his
Yes.
2.34?
Yes.
Okay.
Yours was V2, but he has V.2.3, sorry, V.3.4 that he added some new dependencies. So I went to the
Okay.
documentation, I added it into.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah.
So you have data micro needs. Okay. All right.
Should I take it back to yours? Should I
No,
take
no,
it
no,
back?
no, no. It's
Okay.
fine. If I'm just like what you did is right. If you check the documentation and that's the latest one, yeah, that's fine.
Yes, it's one of the latest. I think I still have them here. Let me
Yeah, if
show.
you scroll all the way up, yeah, you
Yeah.
should show us up there. Yeah.
It's one of them. It has 2.36. I used 2.34. Yeah.
Use that 3.6. No.
Okay. Yeah, this was the one I used. Where's that?
Okay. Okay. Use that 3.6. Let's see.
Okay.
And I think if you even put that two, that just means that it's going to use whatever the latest version of the two is.
Okay, should I take off the 3.6?
Yeah, to remove the 3.6 and just say two, because that means
Okay.
that it's going to use whatever the latest version of two is. So,
Okay.
all right.
I don't know. What should I call it? Maybe. Let's find out.
Yeah, I think when I go and update this project, I'm going to simplify it a little bit. I might just even move away from using that EC2 this guy's runner, since now we can use the endpoint, the EC2 instance connect endpoint. I'll see if I can use that in this project.
Okay, using the endpoint instance connect instead of that guy's code.
Because the reason why I'm using this is because the EC2 that we use to build the AMI, it needs to be in our private subnet. And if I was using the Ubuntu's the GitHub Actions default one, their own runner, it won't have access to our private subnet. So that's why we are creating our own runner to be able to do that job for us. So I'll see if there's like a better workaround around it, because maybe next year now, if Amazon ends up taking away the EC2 Linux too, then we'll have to figure out a different way to. Hopefully this guy updates his runner too by then. We'll see.
Something went wrong.
Okay. Right. Scroll up. Oh, so no, not right there is fine. Sorry. Something with your Route 53.
Yeah.
After record operation, error rate. Oh, so you probably still have the your A record in your Route 53. Go and delete it.
From the previous, okay. Yeah, that's true. So
Yeah, just remove your A record. And I think you can rerun your failed job and it should continue. No, don't delete zone. That's the wrong one. Don't do that. So can you close the ones on the side? Is the I think it's the way your screen is so you can see. There you go. Delete record. That's the one you want.
so rerun.
Yeah, so you can rerun jobs.
Oh boy, this Zoom stuff is just running around everywhere.
Rerun failed job. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this part is done.
So isn't this the job that was failing before this one?
No. This is one that fails. This one that's
The
currently
one
running.
that is running now. Right.
Yes.
So it seems to be running now.
Oh yeah. This is where it usually stops.
Yeah, it's what it seems like it's running.
Yeah. It's running. Wow. I spent 5 hours on this thing yesterday. Shit. Yeah. It's running now.
Yeah, so it's probably sometimes sometimes it's usually in the when you guys are working on it, most likely it's always like a typo on your end. So I think when you were updating your region, that code where you missed the EC2 instance thing. So I don't know. At least in that, when I was reviewing your code, you say that ran successfully. So that was the only thing we changed, that job itself. So it could have
Wait,
been any.
where did you think the problem came from?
Remember your code, your CLI command was wrong. The one where you said you updated your region in it. If you look in the new one, we didn't update the region.
Yes.
And we were saving the outputs of that CLI results to instance, and yours didn't have that either. So it could have come from there. It could have come from, maybe you used the wrong AMI ID. It could have come from.
Wait. Could you point out
Okay.
what you're talking about here?
So here, so it could have been that your line 201, right? The AMI you were using, maybe Docker wasn't installed on it, or any of those dependencies was on it. Maybe it wasn't installed successfully. It could be that.
Okay.
But the clear one that I saw was online. If you scroll up, scroll up. Sorry. Am I saying, oh, I meant down, which okay.
Okay.
So on your line, scroll down somewhere a little bit more. Oh no, yeah, right here. On your line 186. Yours, remember that was the one you add your region to that CLI command. And yours didn't have the instances equals that.
Oh, okay. Mine didn't have that. It was slightly different from yours. Let's see.
So it's building your Docker image now. So yeah. So it could have come from anywhere. So when you're troubleshooting, is always, that's why I wanted us to run it again, so that way, if we get an error, we can pinpoint exactly where the error is coming from. So, but at least the code, from code standpoint, that was the only way I saw the typo in your code.
Yeah.
But really, the error could have come from anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
But isn't it taking a while for the runner to pick up the job?
Yes, sometimes that happens, because you just started so you can go in your management console, because there's an EC2 running there, right? So there will be an EC2 instance running your management console. That is the EC2 that you are using. So if that EC2 is taking time to if that EC2 is taking time to let's say it's still in the initializing state, right? Then, so another thing here is make sure you terminate the one that is not, terminate the second EC2 instance. But I don't think that will cause it, but sometimes it takes time to pick it up. So terminate that one. Yeah. All right. So your EC2 instance is good. Okay, go back to your GitHub Actions. Let's see. All right. Let's just review your code. Because the issue could be in your code. What job is that? Build
Yeah.
Docker
216. Yeah.
All right. So
maybe you can compare with yours. Let's see, maybe if I missed or I added something that wasn't needed.
So yeah, you missed something. So you remember what I said, that the reason why we are creating, you see that EC2 instance we created in the management console, that is the runner, when we created the runner and we start the runner, it created an EC2 instance in the management console. That is the EC2 instance we will use to run the job to build our Docker image. So if you look on your line 217 to build your Docker image, and you now look at what you are running that job on, you see what you did. So what you are running that job on is on your runs on line 225. That will be on your self-hosted, not EC2 GitHub runner.
Oh.
So it wouldn't be the name, it will be self-hosted. That's the value that GitHub Actions is looking for.
Okay. I thought it would be the name of the. Oh crap!
No,
Must have
no,
been.
no, it wouldn't. I think runs on, if you look in the documentation, right? Let's do you mind opening the GitHub Actions
Of course.
or documentation? And how are we gonna find it? Just like Google, just like search for like runs on for GitHub Actions. Runs on for GitHub Actions. Choosing, yeah, select that, choosing the runner for a job. So you can see it there, right?
I see what you mean.
Destination machine can either be a GitHub hosted runner, a larger runner, or self-hosted runner. So
Yeah.
those are the values it would expect. It wouldn't be anything more than that.
Okay.
So, yeah, so you even have it down there. Well, obviously that one has something. Yeah, but these are, it would have to be one of those three. That's pretty much what it expects. Yeah. So
Okay. So with the addition we did now, so I have to push this code back to GitHub
yeah,
and.
you would have to stop your pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. So you would have to stop your pipeline.
Yeah.
Then run your. I'll say run your destroy to remove everything. Then run it back again.
Okay.
Stop your pipeline. Yeah. Right. Then run your. Change your environment variable to destroy just so that you remove everything. Then you can run it back. Because I think the GitHub Actions. I don't know if you have implemented your code where we add the code to for the pipeline to remove it for us. But I don't know if we've gotten to that point yet. So I don't
Yeah,
want to.
we've not got. I think it's beneath, close to the end, because I
Yeah.
remember seeing something like that.
Yeah. So it's better to just delete everything, destroy
Okay.
everything,
Okay.
and then do the apply again. Then everything should go through.
All right. So this will be destroying, and then.
Yeah, it will be a different job. So you have to go to your actions and you'll see.
Yep, this one.
All right. So once this is done, then you can just run apply again and everything should be good. And if you run into any error, let me know.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but everything should go through now. Yeah.
No
So,
problem. We're still on the conference, so if anything, I can always call your attention.
okay, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. No problem.
Let me stop sharing.
Hello, Dylan. All right. Does anyone else have any question?
Hello, Mr. Assis. Good morning, sir. Good
Good,
afternoon.
good morning. How are you?
Fine. Yeah, I'm new into this group, but I've not been new to your content. I've known you for a while, probably like close to 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I've worked on your project, and I want to appreciate you for the knowledge you're sharing. It has really helped me a lot.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I've been trying to land a job, but I'm not there. But I'm trusting God very soon. So, but I'm working on projects. Some of the projects, the one I did was hosting a dynamic website on AWS EKS. I was almost done. I'll say I'm like 80% done, but I was stuck. And I tried to contact you on the website, but you were not responding. So I waited for like 2 weeks, and so when I knew that I didn't get any response, I had to delete it because I didn't want it to just pile up, customers. So the issue that I had was after I had to set up, on the video you set up the master node and the worker node on the AKS GUI, and
Mm-hmm.
after I've done that, and I wanted to access the cluster on the virtual code, I wasn't able to. It says I can't connect to AKS cluster.
I see.
I reconfigured the AIM and all that stuff. I was for like a week. I tried. There's no way,
Okay.
so I was just lost. So I had to delete the old all over again, and I said I was going to join your class and see if probably I can get your attention and see how I can enable to finish up the project. So that's
Okay.
what I'm. Yes.
Okay, sure. Yes, so I apologize if sometimes I get a lot of emails, but I always try to prioritize them in the order that I'm receiving them. And sometimes if I also don't respond to the email on a daily basis, then it might even take me longer time to get to your email. So I do apologize for that. So I know if you create your cluster and you can connect to it in Visual Studio Code, um, in the beginning there's a command we run. It's like the one with the context to connect your kubectl environment to your cluster. Then once you connect it to your cluster, then you can interact with it. So if you run it and it should connect because it's just one command and it connects right away. And if it doesn't connect, then most likely we have to check the CLI you configured. Make sure that your CLI is configured to the right account and for the right region. So you can start the project again. And when you get to that point, if you run into that same issue, let me know. Then we'll just have a troubleshooting meeting. Or if you have it already now, we can look at it too.
Okay, Mr. Assis, thank you, sir.
So
One more question.
is this
Okay.
something you say you deleted it, right? So
I deleted it because it's been 2 weeks and I don't want to like the. I
yeah,
don't.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just like.
Okay.
I waited,
I,
for you. Probably you were responding, but I understand maybe you can be so busy. So I'll just.
if you want, um, I've been working on that same project, and we can work on it together. I mean,
Oh,
I was doing the exact same thing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you
So
we can
once
both troubleshoot it.
sure. So once you get to that point, let me know if you run into the issue. But let me see if I can find the the project. Just a second.
yeah. And Mr. Assis, please, so though I've been on a DevOps for a while, but I'm not just developed when it comes to interview. I guess probably my deliveries were not kind of convincing enough for them.
Mm-hmm.
What I wonder is like a mentorship, how I can, with the, I've been doing like self-learning, and I feel like it's not enough. So I need. I'm willing to work with your project. I love your project. I'm willing to work with your project to boost my confidence and all that, but at least I still need like kind of mentorship, how to talk about my projects, how to present my projects to the interviewer. So
Okay.
I won't sound like you know,
Yeah,
so we just did a boot camp, yeah.
sure. If you want us, we can have a, if you want us to schedule a meeting, we can have a meeting where we can discuss that.
Okay.
So it just depends on how you've been preparing. And also if you look in and another, we can schedule a time. Let's do this. Let's schedule a time where we can discuss it, right? But then if you also look in your account, you'll see some interviews that I've done that I put in there. Then you will kind of see how I answer the question. And the questions that I'm answering on the interview is also up to today. I still always use the projects that I'm sharing with you guys. That's what I used to answer all my interview questions. So sometimes it just depends on how it just depends on your presentation and how you, because I'm not in the interview, so I can't really give you a feedback on how you were answering the question during your interview. So, but we can schedule a time and we'll discuss it. I, someone
Can I
just,
get on that time?
yeah,
I'm
sure.
sorry, AC. Can I get on that same time with you? You can kill two birds with one stone because
Yeah.
I believe I'm having that same kind of issue.
Okay,
But
sure.
me and Shamika, I think we figured it on out. I would love to share my screen, and maybe you can probably figure it on out from where he going wrong at. He could probably see what's his problem is from my EKS cluster because I had the same problem, but it's not building my cloud front. I configure everything. I did everything I was supposed to do, but when I got to the last end of it, the cloud front, it didn't show up in my AWS console.
Okay. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can. So and then please forgive me. I'm always hesitant to pronounce your name because I don't want to mess it up. But check in the chat. She just pressed in the chat that she recently got a job, so you guys can schedule a time and she said she will be more than willing to give you tips on the tips she used. So
Thank you, sir.
so check the chat. You'll see our message.
Really.
All right, thank you so much.
Hourly, yeah.
Really.
Hourly, okay.
And sir,
I'll get it right one of these days.
No problem. To be honest, I'm quite happy to give you a few of the tips that I've used recently because it's a little bit competitive out there right now.
okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Why is
certification does really matter? Like, do I need to? Well, for me, I've not really gotten any certifications, but I'm looking for. I'll be preparing for because I looked at a video and I saw some tips on how to get a certification.
Certification doesn't really matter. I only just tell you guys to get a certification because if you are starting out, doing those cloud practitioner and the solutions architect course is a good foundational course to pick up what is AWS, what service do they offer, what are those services used for.
Okay.
And if you get those two certifications, they are good on your resume too. Those two is good. The funny thing is my director of the whole entire engineering department at my company yesterday was just talking about certifications yesterday. So and there was mixed opinions. Some of the engineers on my team didn't agree with him, but that was his opinion. But I want to share that with you guys, so that way you guys have an idea of some people that are looking at your resume, they do have that point of view. And he's not the only one. I've also had a manager before that had the same point of view. So his point of view is like, if he sees one certification on your resume, he will consider talking to you and getting to know you and see what you know. But if he sees 4 or 7 certification on your resume, he's going to throw your resume in the trash. Because his point of view is certifications don't really do anything. It's just a way of, he sees that it's just a way of the company offering that certification of way of making money. And he was saying that to him, that just shows that you know how to take tests, but that doesn't really prove to him that you know how to do the job, because his opinion is like, if you know how to do the job, then you don't need 7 certifications to prove to him. He will be able to tell from having a conversation with you, right? So, I mean, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm saying I don't think you should not have certification, because sometimes the job you're applying for may require it. So, but I also agree with him that you don't need to have 15 certifications and overload your resume with certification and try to impress them that way. I think you should highlight that certification on your resume where you need to, but majority of your resume should be you having bullet points and experience there that is showing that you know how to do the work. So to answer your question, I'll say getting the cloud practitioner and the solutions architect is good to start. That's what I've always recommend for you guys. Then once you are far along in your journey, in your professional career, if there's a particular certification you want to get for your purpose, then get it. Yeah, but starting out, don't go for 4 or 5 certification. So I know people that have gotten jobs that didn't have certification, and so because once you walk in that interview room, you're going to get the job based on what you are saying. So for you, if you've been getting interviewed, that's really good, because at least it shows that your resume is making it past those filter stage. So all you need to work on is just honing that opportunity. So yeah, so there's certainly things we can do to prepare for questions, how to answer questions. And another thing is, when you're answering questions, you want to sound as natural as you can. So I can't really critique you on how you did your interview because I wasn't there, but you don't want to sound like as if you memorized the answer and you are just repeating something. You just want to sound like you have experience with and you know what you are talking about. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, good morning, Fee. A quick question.
Yes, sir.
So you're open to like I guess a prep interview?
Yes, sure.
No,
you're asking me. I don't really try to like prep you guys on interview, because I'm kind of like not really for one of those things where they have those interview questions and answer, because I don't want you to think about one thing. I don't want you to think about answering question in one way and they ask you question in another way. So, but we can talk about how to answer questions or just different things to look at, right? So how I prep for interview is very simple. What are the main tools they are looking for, right? Typically, any company will be looking for, in the cloud space, they'll be looking for you to have Terraform experience, some type of Ansible experience, AWS experience, Docker experience, maybe Kubernetes experience, right? Then if you just need to be well-rounded in talking about those things and figuring out how to incorporate them into your experience. So for example, if I want to talk, how I talk about Terraform is, they will start by asking you, tell me about yourself. You can go and say, describe the reference architecture we've been using. I always use the dynamic one, that same reference architecture. I'll just tell them, I've built many applications in the cloud, dynamic applications in the cloud using the reference architecture that has a network of public and private subnets, and some of the services that I've using the applications as application load balancer, auto scaling group. And while you are explaining, you can even throw a little bit extra in it and explain what you are using them for. So I say NAT gateways to allow instances in the private subnet to have access to the internet, auto scaling group to dynamically scale my application load balancer to distribute incoming web traffic to the servers, in the private subnet. And I'll just say like that. And once I'm done, I'll just say, when I've deployed this application, I've deployed them with CloudFormation and Terraform. Then I'll throw my Terraform experience in it. Then
So-
once you are done explaining all that stuff, they will have questions for you.
So Fees, this is just a question, and I'm asking to see if are you open to this situation? Like, so let's say one of us on the call wants to design an infrastructure and present it, and then we, like as a group, I guess, it's vetted and see how well you know it and the things you did. Will you be open to something like that, or is the group open to something like that? That's kind of what I'm asking.
That you're saying you want to build something and present it to me?
Yeah. Open,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, that's fine. So you just want to build something, present it to me, and in hopes that you just build experience on talking about it so you can discuss it during your interview as well, right?
Yeah, and then a chance for you to see the depth of how much.
Okay. Oh yeah, sure. I'm open to it. And if you want to do it on the weekend, one of the Saturdays when we meet, yeah, sure, I'm open to it. There's no, I don't have anything against that. Sure, of course. Yeah. So
Aziz?
yes, go ahead.
Sorry, during the destroy, the action job got stuck destroying the data subnet AZ1, and then I went to the console to try to delete it. It's not working. Like it couldn't delete.
Is your pipeline still running? Did your pipeline fail?
It didn't fail. It's still running, but it got stuck trying to delete the private data subnet AZ1, and I went to the management console to try
It's because you have your EC2 instance in it. You have to terminate your EC2 instance. That's probably why.
Okay. So I should manually terminate the EC2 instance, right?
Yes. The self-hosted, remember the self-hosted runner wasn't created by Terraform.
Oh.
Right? So since it's still running in your private subnet and Terraform is trying to delete your infrastructure, anything that's not part of your Terraform state will be preventing it from destroying it. So as soon as you terminate that EC2 instance, Terraform should be able to remove the rest of your resource.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, once we get further along in that project, that's why we have another job that to remove that runner because since it's not part of our Terraform state. So yeah, Terraform won't be able to remove it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Go on.
All right. Oh yeah. So whenever you are ready to talk about have the interview, we can talk about it and I'll just give you pointers. So I don't try to tell you this out, memorize this, but you should just be confident talking about your experience. And really, it's really just what you've done. And when you are doing your interview, that's what you talk about. Then once you talk about that, they will have questions for you. Then that's when you can answer their questions. So if you told them you worked on Terraform before, they will have questions relating to Terraform for you. Then you can answer that question. So that's really how interview goes. I mean, especially for like a good interviewer, that's how it goes.
There's one more question. So have you ever worked with Prometheus and Grafana and like that monitoring tool, and
No,
then taking that and oh no, okay.
no, not at all. Not on my personal project and not at work. No.
Okay.
So it depends. I mean, it depends on
Yeah,
also
sorry to
depends on
interrupt.
what team you are working on. So it just depends on the project. I've never worked with those two, but I've heard of them. Yeah. Ahmed, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I thought I could help. That's why I was asking. Yeah, I actually work with them. Prometheus, Grafana, InfluxDB, all those stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know if you have any specific questions about them.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can deploy it with Terraform. Have you seen that being able to be done in that way?
No, well, those things are actually Linux stuff. You can't really do it with Terraform. or you can configure the infrastructure like the instance, the VPC and all those networking components with Terraform. But if you want to use, let's say, Grafana, you have to install Grafana Enterprise or Grafana open source in a Linux. That means it's either you use the Docker or you use Linux command to do that.
So how would you, if you're trying to automate it, would you do it with Ansible? Would you do it with Provisioner?
Okay. Yeah, you could use Docker for that, right? Yeah, you could use Docker. And there are so many videos out there. Well, maybe not as depth as specific to your own project, but there are some insights on Docker with
Why don't you
Grafana and
just
all that.
why don't you just create your own script to install it?
Okay, yeah.
You can write your own bash script to install it. You can use Ansible. So on it, yeah, so that's what I would do. I mean, Ahmed is right. Like for those, Terraform is not really meant, Terraform is only meant to create your infrastructure. So anything that has to do with installation or configuration of any software on your server, Terraform is not the right tool for that.
So with the provisioners and stuff like you kind of discourage using that per se?
Provisioners, or you mean what that one is doing is isn't it SSHing into your EC2 instance and installing it? Yeah, it's not really the right tool for that. I mean, it does it. Terraform can do the job, but remember when we had this discussion before, like, and that actually came up on my interviews, like, is that the best tool to do that? Right.
Right, yeah.
No. So Terraform would run for example, you run your bash script too, but is Terraform the best tool to configure your server? No, I would prefer to use Ansible for stuff like that. You can write different Ansible playbooks that install different software. So if you are trying to get experience on just installing those type of software, then just write it in an Ansible playbook. So if you want to present that, you say, I have written an Ansible playbook that installs Grafana, written an Ansible playbook that installs Docker, or whatever the case may be.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
So can I comment? Can I share a little tip?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I've actually worked on a project like deploying the microservices on EKS. But my advice, what I did was to make my life easier, I use mchat. So with mchat, you can run mchat on the Kubernetes, like once you for me, what I did was, so once I set up an Ubuntu server, install my Kubernetes cluster there, I was able to log into my EKS cluster and I used mchat to set it up. It's just going to be a couple of lines. And once you do that, you would go, you VI into the Grafana and Prometheus server, edit it to be like application load balancer. And once you're able to do that, it's just very easy. It's going to take you less than 15 to 20 minutes. Once you VI into the Grafana server and set it up, you will able to you're able to Grafana would generate. I can actually get the the URL of the Grafana and it will generate the what's it called, the port number for you, and that's how you're able to access it and do whatever you want to do. It's just very easy. I mean, if you want the link, I can send it to you. I mean, the script when you use mchat, it's just gonna make your life more very easy.
Yeah, I can use it.
Yeah. So, but you guys, well, those are all good ideas. Well, so however you guys want to prepare, that's fine. There's no right or wrong way in preparing for stuff. But unless if you are interviewing for a job that interviewing for a job that requires you to have experience in like tools, like third-party tools like that, especially those monitoring and security tools. In my experience, nobody has really ever asked me any question about those type of tools. their question is always, you can think of it in the group of things. Their question will be relating to cloud, which is AWS, infrastructure as code, which is either Terraform or Ansible. Which is either Terraform or CloudFormation. Server configuration, which is Ansible. Containerization, which is Docker. Nobody really asks. I've never had any interview where someone asked me about Kubernetes, unless if that's what they want for that job, right? So I'm saying, like, when you guys are thinking about your interview, you should be thinking on the group like that. So in each of those categories, you just have to have a good understanding and knowing how to answer questions in that area. Did you
Yeah.
want to say something? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as as you say, it depends on the job role that you're applying for. Because the one I got was SSI reliability engineers, and I think my interview went on for about 2 hours, and it was heavy on Kubernetes. They literally asked me any kind of question I could ever imagine on Kubernetes, and yeah, it depends if it's um cloud cloud formation or any other role, that the questions might be different. But as you're preparing, just prepare for any questions, and be ready to just answer any question they ask you on any tool. But what I did the most was that for any tool out there, I always, before I went for interview, I made sure that I had at least 2 case study that I could talk about in any tool that was present in a job description. So just prepare a couple of case scenario where even if they hit you on which angle, you should be able to use those case scenario to defend yourself or to support the theoretical aspect of your answers. So that's what really works well with me. And I'm happy to expand a bit more on any other things and any queries someone had so far, if I can.
Yeah. So yes, thank you. And yes, so it just depends on what role you are applying for. So sometimes I look at when you have it makes sense because site reliability engineer, you pretty much have to pretty much know a lot of stuff. So I can see why that would be required, especially if that's your company is using Kubernetes, right?
Yes.
So it just really just depends. So for me, how I prepare for interview is I always think about the group of things I told you guys about, and I just try to make sure I have good understanding of answering any questions relating to anything in each of those groups. Go ahead, Sean.
No, I was gonna say the last one that I encountered, it was a cloud engineer position, but they a lot of the questions start off like really, I guess, stuff you commonly know, but then it started moving into more like microservices and cloud native stuff, and I don't know, it seems like that's kind of more becoming a little bit of the trend, but I'm starting to encounter more, and so I don't know if it's a shift that's taking place where they want you to know a little bit more. Like one guy, he asked me about K8, and I didn't know what that was, and then I had to go look it up. And I was like, okay, like it was like some AI stuff that deals with like Kubernetes on the back end. So it was, I don't know if it's like things are evolving, because that wasn't on the job description when they had it, but it like came up. And he was like, he did like signify that, like, hey, like, this is kind of where we're going at. We trying to get the people that kind of already like heavy familiar with this stuff. But when I looked at the stuff out there, it was like it's like really, really new. So I don't know if anybody else has encountered that, the microservices thing, and I'm starting to encounter a lot of the Azure stuff too. So I don't know if it's time to kind of learn Azure too.
I mean, there's tons of job. You guys, you will get one. Sometimes some people might require you to know this. They might require too much on this end, but there's like I just had an interview. All they asked me, and I'm not saying you guys shouldn't learn as much as you can learn, but you at some point you just have to realize that you know enough to start working. You then you can build as you go. So like my resume is very simple. And the last interview I had, they just asked me a bunch of questions about Terraform. That was it. Terraform and just how do you store your state file and things like that. So I don't, it's just, and I do recognize that sometimes it's just a matter of who's interviewing you. But I don't want you guys to think like it's the requirement to get a job is just so difficult that it's something you guys can do. That you feel like you have to go and learn so many things.
It's honestly not that bad.
I mean,
Not too
thank
bad.
you. I really just, I don't, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's that bad either. I just think if you have a good, solid foundation, you'll be fine. But I'm not saying don't stop learning. You guys should continue learning, but don't feel like at some point you have to just be confident that, you know what, I know enough, I'm ready, right? And just keep applying. At the right time, you'll get the right job. So, I mean, you guys, it's just don't feel like you have to learn so many things, because there's only so much you can learn, and you don't want to waste another 3-4 months learning something that when you start working, your company probably won't use it. And I can assure you that once you start working, your day-to-day is you'll probably be working on almost the same thing almost every single day. I mean, like tax would change here and there, but your day-to-day will be so, you see all those 20, 30 softwares they have on the thing, you'll probably only be working with like 2 or 3 of them on a day-to-day basis. So I'm just saying that don't prolong you putting yourself out there and to learn other tools that you might not use at work, or they might not even ask you during your interview.
I also got to a point where I started looking at studying Azure, because a lot of jobs that I was seeing out there were either Azure or multi-cloud requirements was on it. So I even went ahead and started looking for courses to take for Azure. But at the end of the day, just stick to what you know. There are still thousands of AWS-based cloud job out there. There are a lot. You just need to look quite close and try and make your CV to really match the job description quite well.
Mm.
And then you
Yeah.
send it out there, you get selected. If you manage to pass the hiring manager stage, you will definitely start getting like technical interviews.
Yeah, I agree. So you guys don't be discouraged. There's tons of AWS job. I need to get serious about my Azure project. I mean, since I had my son, I've slacked a little bit, because during the day my energy is just always drained. Since I'm always up all night. So, but I need to get serious on it. Maybe not even maybe we can learn it together, because once I learn it, then that's also an opportunity to learn it. And I feel like it will be easier for us to transition, since we already worked on a bunch of projects. All we need to do is convert those projects to Azure and we're done. Because once we do the dynamic one, right? We do the EC2 one, we do the Docker one, then we do it in Terraform. Then the only thing left is trying to complete it using CI/CD in Azure DevOps. And once we do that, that's pretty much it. So you guys don't worry, you'll get the job at the right time, trust me. And you'll find out that when you get your job, the requirements, things they are requiring you to know, is not really that difficult. And you may get jobs now, but it also depends on which companies are you applying for. Like, I know if I go and apply to a company like Google or Meta, I don't have enough deeper software development experience to work at those type of companies. But at smaller companies, I'm good enough to do the job, because I've been working there for a very long time now. So that's another thing you guys have to consider. Is like, what type of companies are you applying to? you know, because so I've spoken to some people that they only care to work at companies like Amazon and Meta and those type of big companies, but I like working for smaller companies because you learn a lot that way, and you can build your skills as you go, and the requirement is just not as crazy as the ones when you're working for a bigger company. So sometimes the type of company you are applying to does matter too, and you have to be honest with yourself whether you build all the skill sets of things they are requiring you to do.
Yeah, because that company was a big company at the time.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyway. But yeah, so if you Sean, whenever you are ready to do your presentation, I'll be more than willing. We can even do it one of this Saturday where everyone can see, everyone can ask you questions. We can have like a panel, people ask you different questions about it. So just to test yourself. And
Yeah. All
I,
right.
I
Well,
I'll just call you Folua whenever you want to meet to talk about it, like your interview, like just talk about how you've been answering the questions. We can do that too. So that way and in the meantime, you can also watch my interview in your account and just see how the interview is structured and how I was answering the question.
yeah, I briefly started watching, I think I watched two of them. I found it interesting. One that you was doing, you had to like they actually had like a setup where you had to do a demo. I hadn't encountered that yet, and I was wondering if that was something that you haven't seen. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that was 20% of the time I saw where they asked me to do a demo. And but now what I'm seeing more recent now is even if they want you to do like prove some type of knowledge in like writing scripts, they will just share their screen and they will scroll to one part of the screen, one part of the script. In this case, the last one I did was a Terraform code. They scroll to one part of the Terraform code and they'll ask me, okay, what is this? What is this code doing? So that's how they did the last one I did. So um the demo one, the one with the demo, I never really, every single time I've had the demo, I never really finished it because it's too much short time to try to finish it. But another thing you should keep in mind is sometimes they are not really looking at you. They're not really judging you based on whether you are able to complete the work. They are just trying to see how resourceful you are. So if they see you, um, they just want to see how you go about solving problems.
well, this
So
is the last question for you. So I seen on one of yours that you kept notes. So do you recommend it? Like, I'm assuming you do. To keep notes on these projects so you can just
of course,
you
of
have to
course.
bring it
Yeah,
up.
of course. Look, you guys should also be proud of who you are as a person and how you go about solving problem. If someone is just sitting there and expecting you to just know something without having to go and Google or reference something, then the person doesn't really know what they're talking about. And I wouldn't even want to waste my time working for a company like that or a manager like that. We all reference Google. My director was still even saying it yesterday when he was talking about how much he didn't like certification. It was like, what I care about is that you guys are able to go on Google, do your research, ask ChatGPT questions, have conversation with it. And I agree with him to that extent that I don't know it all, please. If you ask me to type one command now, if I don't reference Google, I don't know how to do the Linux command other than the typical LS and CP, right? It's how resourceful you are. Is your ability to solve problem. It's really not about you sitting there and knowing the answer right off the bat. And if someone is interviewing you based on that, trust me, you can have cloud engineer job. It's good to get jobs. You can have jobs that can easily turn nightmare in like less than a month. I've had a job like that before. So I'm saying that just the way they are assessing you, you should also be assessing them on, is this a company that I want to work for? Especially when you start seeing certain things, certain style of how the person is interviewing you that maybe you don't necessarily agree with. Nobody should sit there and expect you to do something without having to do research. We don't even do work that way at work. We're always doing research. We're always referencing documentation. We're always referencing Google. We're always referencing our notes. Yes, so yes, I recommend you having a note. I think that's a plus. Someone should never penalize you for you having a note. That's what I think. So if you have your notes, yes, tell them I have my notes. I'm going to share I'm going to put my note on this side and I'm going to be referencing my notes to do stuff. Most likely they probably won't say no.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. All right. Does anyone else have any question? We are pretty much at time. I know I'm struggling again.
Really?
Arale, we need to I need to just find like a short nickname for you or something.
Oh, Jordan is fine.
Jordan, okay. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, I know we need to meet, so maybe after this we can meet.
Yes, please.
Um, okay. Well, if anyone else don't have any question,
A quick one, Aziz.
sure.
I'm sorry, I want to know, is there a way to, I'm having issue with my Terraform file.
Mm-hmm.
So it's saying that the calculated checksum is not the same with the stored checksum. So I'm having issue deleting my resources.
Can you is it you have it up now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, can you share a screen?
This.
Did you change anything since I mean, run Terraform in it again?
Instead, is, I think what the state file in the S3 is not correlating with what I have in my DVD.
So when we just ran the code when we fixed your RDS stuff, but it was, did you apply after that? Or you
Yes.
haven't,
Yeah.
and your apply went through?
Yes.
So did you change anything after you applied it?
I didn't change anything. But would that be an
So this
issue if I
your, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why, because it was your init is not even working now, but it was working
yeah,
before.
it's not, yeah.
So can you did you were you so and you're sure you didn't change anything from
I
anywhere
didn't
in that time?
change
Okay,
anything.
delete your .terraform folder and that one, delete that one and delete your .terraform file too. The folder too.
And which one?
The .terraform folder up there. All right, then run Terraform in it again. Okay. Okay. So did you change your provider's file? Because line 4, what that line 4, is this something you just added or did you add
Yeah,
that there
and
before?
it was there before. I changed it. Let me do one thing.
Yeah, just remove it for now. And because you Your profile will be whatever you've configured on your computer. So whatever is in your, there you go.
Okay now.
So you don't really need that shared stuff you had there. So your profile will be whatever CLI you've configured on your computer, whatever name is on your computer, that's what you just include on that profile.
Now let me delay you. I think
No, it's fine. It's just it's working. It's just loading. Since we deleted it, it's taking time to download all the stuff back. So yeah, but it's working. Can you click on your backend file, your backend.tf file? Right. So whatever profile you are using there, you are using the default profile, right? So you should probably just use the same one for your providers.tf.
Okay.
Yeah. But that is coming from your computer. So if you go to your C drive, whatever is there, you go to your home drive on your computer, right? You go to C, the .aws folder, whatever you've configured there, that's what you are really going to use in Terraform. Right. So you only have default there. So that's really what you should. So that one you put there, that's not gonna work. The CY something.
UIN, yeah.
Yeah, that one is not gonna work because you don't have a profile there that's named that. Okay. So you just change that one back to default. So it's working now because it's still using your default one, but in your providers.tf, I'll just change it to default. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. All right, Dylan, go ahead.
Yeah, can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
On the secret YAML file, I changed the name in secret manager. And on my YAML file, I'm trying to figure out where do I change the in the YAML file so I can see in my VS code. See if I go back to my console. Let's see. Oh. Oh, don't get nervous. Yeah, shit. Hold on, man. Oh.
Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm about to share right now. Hold on. Hold on. You see it?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
All right. You see how I had put, I ran this deployment file right here, and it didn't see my secret provider class YAML. It says it doesn't exist. Because I changed the name on it on a secret manager file. If that makes sense to you.
You changed the name on it. Is it that? But that's the file over there, right?
Yeah, there's yeah. See, I changed this name and left off the T, and I just added a 1. But do I change the name from here, the name, the secret rent zone, and I changed it here?
Just a second.
And I changed it here. And it's saying that the path to the secret provider class .yaml does not exist.
Because your file is not, you are not in the same directory your file is in. Your file is in the rent zone directory and you are in the EKS projects directory. That's why you can find your file.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
No problem.
So,
So that's why I always say every time you guys are opening your terminal, you have to right click on the file you are trying to run your command on and open your terminal to that file. So if you right click on any of those files and you say open integrated terminal or something, open integrated terminal, it will open your terminal into the directory that your file is in. So that way you can be sure you are in the right directory.
okay. All right. I appreciate it.
No problem. So you understand what I meant, right?
Yeah, I understand. I'm about to work on it right now.
Okay. So just close this terminal, right click on your secret provider class and select open. Do you see what is you can right click on it now and you see what I mean.
What, on my YAML?
Yeah, any file in that directory. Yeah, the one you are trying to run, it is that one. Yeah, so open in integrated terminal, and that will open the terminal to the right directory. So you can see that's the rent zone.
Gotcha.
So look at this directory you are seeing there, EKS project rent zone. Then on the right side, on the right side, click the other PowerShell extension. That's the previous one you had open.
All right.
No, right down there in your terminal.
Yeah, I can't see it because this is
okay.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Right. Okay. All right.
So
okay.
click on the other PowerShell terminal. You'll see that the directory is different. No, probably not that one. The first one. This one. So you can see the directory there is different from the other one.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Minor step.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Anyway, I do have to go, but does anyone have one last question I can answer real quick?
Yes. Could you send me the last part of the code from the section of pushing the code to the ECR because it failed again to the end. Towards the end, the pushing to the ECR section. So maybe I might have omitted or added something that wasn't needed. So could you just send me the last part of the code on Slack so I can,
Okay, for
the GitHub Actions job.
so I'll just send you all my job stuff.
Okay.
Do you want me to send you all my code? I'll just send you.
Okay. Okay.
Hey.
Hey, could you please send me the sample of your resume again? I didn't see it.
I didn't send it to. Is it Sunny?
Yes.
I thought I sent it to you. Okay,
No,
I'll send it. I'll send it to you again now.
All right, thank you.
All right, no problem. It says too long to send. Yeah, I guess they don't let us send long code anymore. Okay. So I'll just forward that job to you because it looks like Slack won't let me send the whole thing. Oh, you know what? Can I send the file to you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'll send the file to you.
Okay.
All right. I'll send the file to you and send the resume to Sunny. Okay. All right, cool. I'll do that now. I'll just expect it. Okay, I'm doing that right away.
AZ, when you start working on this particular project, the EKS, and I know you're gonna be working on the one I guess is with the I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he got an F. You say you're gonna I don't know when that time might be. Are you gonna send us a message in Slack?
Yeah, sure. Whenever he's ready, I'll just send you a message to add it to it.
Yes, yeah. Okay. All right, cool.
It isn't loading up, but
Sonny, can you send me a message, please? Because I think there's like two Sonny. Is yours the one with the E?
EZE.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
And already, if you're there, I'd appreciate if you can give me a call. I think I left my number up there so I can get some tips from you.
Well, I don't see your number in the chat here.
No, I'm talking about Aureli, the one that just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I will do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send you the resume now. So.
Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, thank you, everyone. So, Dylan, I would once follower is ready, I would add you to the call so we can look at the Kubernetes deployment together.
All right.
So Arale, you can join next. Once I hang up, you can just join back. Then we can discuss whatever you want to discuss.
All right, thank you.
And for everyone else, I'll speak to you guys sometimes this week and sometimes, and some of you guys maybe next weekend. So have a nice weekend, guys.
Thank you, Aziz.
And
Thank you.
speak to you guys soon. All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
problem.
Take care, AZ.
All right. No problem. Bye.